I figured out how to record it. I did it.
Get back.
Oh, it's
I was gonna make a joke, but I don't know what Palpatine's last name is.
Palpatine is his last name. His first name is Sheev. My friends call me Sheev, and we're not friends.
My friends call me the Emperor.
My friends call me the Emperor.
Make a marker clap for when we're gonna cut the rest of the stuff she started with out.
The answer is never. I just keep all of it in, and people are
Okay, yeah. Defense attorney's up first.
So, I'm Bobby, playing the defense attorney, and my Star Wars fact is he's the only defense attorney in the entire Star Wars universe. So he is the embodiment of the law, but only the defense.
That's
Now
so
that
good.
Radicus is dead, he's the only lawyer.
He must be very busy.
Lawyer. There were two, and now that Radicus is dead, it's only the defense attorney.
As if Jar Jar Court wasn't already corrupt enough. Alrighty, next up is Palpatine's child.
I'm Junie playing Elisa blocked out Palpatine. It's Elisa, but it's spelled with 2 I's because Star Wars. Star
There you
Wars
go.
fact. Elisa actually just really, really, really likes ray guns and has on record stated if he ever has a kid, he's gonna name her after the ray gun.
Canon, Star Wars lore, we're good at this. Court reporter.
She's a pod racer, an amateur pod racer in her free time, but not any serious level like that other guy was.
Hey, Palpatine. Hello. I'm Emperor Palpatine. Sheev to my friends, or Emperor to my friends. I don't have friends, and don't refer to me as anything other than Emperor. My Emperor fact today, is that Palpatine wears heeled boots everywhere he goes, and if you bring it up, he will just kill you. So everyone who works with him has learned, don't say shit.
Under that long-ass robe, you were wearing hella platform.
He's wearing the tallest heels. How tall are they? You'll never know. Only Jar Jar knows. Heidi, real life Will Campos, what's your fact?
I'm Sync playing real-life Will Campos, Bard, and my fact is I'm Will Campos during a Eureka poop. This is all just an imagination for Portrait of a Hero while doing Story Break.
Cool! Guess that's canon now, let's go!
I just like Will Campos slowly getting closer to the camera.
So close.
He is approaching.
Big Will Campos jumps to the screen. I don't know! IBG-22! Dad fact. Not dad fact. We're not dads. Are we? Who's a dad? Let's see. Palpatine is canonically a DILF, so we have that going for us. One dad confirmed. Alright, IBG-22.
Hey, I'm Robin. I'm playing IBG-22, who is a Warforged Paladin. And my, I don't know what we're calling them fact, is
Star Wars
that
fact.
I couldn't think of a name, so I just abbreviated Imperial Bodyguard.
It's not a big droid. He thinks he's big. Or they think they're big.
Probably.
Just like Palpatine.
Alright, Oliver.
Hi, I'm Lane. I'm playing Oliver, 8-year-old sickly Victorian boy and rogue. He has a game that he plays with his bird friend Annie. He has a pigeon that follows him around named Annie. And he plays a game with his bird friend Annie in which they see how many stormtroopers they can piss off in like a day. Typically, what he likes to do is he sends Annie to go like poop on them, and like because she's a bird.
How birds do.
Yeah, and then when the stormtroopers come up and they're like, "What the heck, man?" He's like, "I didn't do that. That was a bird. I had nothing to do with it."
You're gonna make me care for you more with your accent. Stop.
Why does the accent unlock your empathy?
My name is Louise. I am playing Kassie Finch, aka the Radicus Finch's wife. And my Star Wars fact for today is that Cassandra is missing an arm, but no one knows why, because every time someone asks her why she's missing that arm, she makes up a news story. And she has never told the truth, not once.
My guess is her hundreds of
come up with a
children
lot of
ate it.
stories.
Her hundreds of children did eat it. That is one of the stories.
Because I think Radicus Finch canonically has a lot of children.
So many kids.
Yeah, second Cassandra fact, she did not have custody of any of those kids until very recently when her husband died.
What did you do to lose custody of the children?
She has 12 children.
Cassie is a criminal. She did not have custody of her kids. She's only here for inheritance money.
I'm Ray. I'm
Hi, Ray.
DMing, I'm the jury. And my real canonical Star Wars fact is that all of the ships in the Imperial fleet are sandproof because Darth Vader asked them to be. They're all immune to sand. Completely.
Good.
That's my real canon Star Wars fact.
And
We got a bit of opening narration and we'll get into it. Hello and welcome to Jar Jar Court. We open today's case on the disappearance of Jar Binks. Hours after a newspaper was released with the headline, Jar Jar fucks, the official disappeared from his residence without a trace. Or at least that's what it appears to be. You want to find Jar Jar? What these reasons may be, only time will really tell. The camera rotates to a news broadcast. Resident sexual icon Jar Binks found missing.
yeah,
Efforts to retrieve the man are underway. We ask, where are you watching this news from? Palpatine, you can do what you want. Everyone else, you've got two options. The local diner displayed on the screen above the bar, the street on an example screen outside an electronics store. As we know, TVs are terribly expensive in Star Wars, so none of you own one. Alright, okay, you're watching it
I'm watching from
a
YouTube.
Starbucks.
I'm watching from fucking YouTube in the bathroom.
You're watching this broadcast, 3 hours later on YouTube in the bathroom of the space Starbucks.
Excellent.
Anyway, as the broadcast continues, something catches your ear. Handsome reward promised to any parties motivated to assist on a mission to retrieve Jar Binks. If wanted, meet at the Ornt Star Docks later today. Want to be heroes are warned that this mission may be deadly. Proceed with caution.
Oliver sees this message and he immediately turns to Annie, who's sitting on his shoulder, and then he adjusts his little vest, because orphan children have vests, apparently, in my head. He adjusts his little vest, and then Annie puffs out her feathers, and he adjusts the tiny scarf that's on the bird, and then they just go.
Okay, so because Kassie owns, or is the barkeep of the tavern, she is seeing on the diner screen, and she turns around, and she sees that Radicus Finch is dead, and Jar Binks is missing, and she goes, well, that son of a bitch! And she turns off the TV, and shuts down the tavern, and then she walks down the street very angrily, and on her way she shoves someone, and she goes, can't you see I'm trying to go somewhere? And that's her move.
Real life Will Campos is reading this on his screen and is feeling like maybe he had a little bit too much to drink at the last recording session.
Didn't you say that he was in a space Starbucks bathroom? He's already at a coffee shop.
Yeah, well, no, yeah, he
had to go to a different one.
in the bathroom, and he's coming out.
I think in the case of Elisa, Jar Jar is the only dad that he recognizes, and seeing oh my god, my dad's missing, is well, I gotta fucking do this, and money is an added bonus.
Approaching the Star Docks, in whatever order you really want to, you gather on a wooden pier overlooking a long drop-off. The Ornt Star Docks are located over a large, chasm to allow the ships to take off easily. Once you've all arrived, a hooded figure approaches the group. They pull back their hood to reveal Emperor Palpatine, who's gathered you all here.
Oh,
Can I roll attack against Palpatine? He's going for the ankles.
You
What
can
the
try.
fuck?
Rolling for
I'm a
strength?
bodyguard. Roll opposed strength against the bodyguard.
Okay,
Oh, I have hella strength.
okay, let's see what this...
This
let's
is
see
why
what
I hired you.
Let's see what this 60-pound child can do. 16.
18.
I need to roll for the bird. She got a 19! So Annie, goes and just, starts pecking at your forehead, at Palpatine's forehead. Oliver tries to go for the ankles with, his little dagger, but he gets stopped by the droid.
Yeah, my imperial droid is not able to block the bird as the bird flies over.
The pigeon.
And I'm so sorry. I am going to Eldritch Blast your bird. Roll attack against the bird, Palpatine. Does a 24 hit your bird?
Yeah.
I just really need to zap this bird. I'm so sorry. The bird takes 19 damage. I feel like the bird shits on Palpatine's head,
Yes.
and then he just zaps him down,
Yes, and so when Oliver sees Annie, fall, he just starts crying.
Real quick, Palpatine raises a hand and flicks tries to call you IBG 22. Get this out.
Yes.
And gestures to the shit stain on his cloak. It's can you do something about that?
Fucking
Do you have that
scrubbing on
medicine?
Will Campos goes, well, shoot, if you need a mess cleaned up, and he just goes retcon bird pooping on face, and he does prestidigitation, and you have no poop on your face.
Thank you. That's all right. All right. Well, that's happening. Cassie's trying to calm a child.
Oh,
There's no crying.
I got an 18 plus 4 and then a 12 plus 4, so I got a 16.
What does a 16 child comfort sound like?
Cassie walks up to the kid and she puts her hand in the kid's back and she goes, "It's okay, little one. You know, we've all had our moments where we want to punch someone in the face, and sometimes we'll just lose our job if we do that. So we're not going to do this right now."
He hurt my bird!
Can she touch the bird? And I don't know if I have to roll nature or something. Can she touch the bird and see if it's dead? I touch the bird and I get a natural 2.
It's dead. The bird is dead.
Because, his best friend just got shot in the air by the...
Well, are you crying about it?
He's still crying.
Okay, well, I cast silence.
The kid.
Silence is no sound can be created within or pass through a 20-foot radius centered on a point that I choose. It's going to be the child. Yeah. And no one else can cast spells that involve speaking in this area.
And then I think it would be also Palpatine, Real Life Will Campos, and IBG 22. Palpatine is very angrily, but absolutely silently just fucking yelling.
This 8-year-old, now realizing that his voice has been taken from him, is just convulsing on the floor, shaking. He's clutching the passed out body of the pigeon, and he's just he's not okay.
So I look at the kid and I go, well, sieges only last 2 or 3 seconds, so I think if we just wait it out, he'll be fine. He'll be okay.
I see why you lost custody of your 12 children now.
You only have 12? I thought he had hundreds.
Okay. You marry a rat? Oh.
Only 12 were given back to Cassie.
Oh my god, what happened to the other fucking 8?
That's a secret.
Too.
I think Palpatine, realizing that silence has been cast, kind of gives a sigh and then just waves a hand and starts walking so that he will be out of the range, indicating everyone to follow him.
Alright. Oh yeah, Will Campos is gonna follow Palpatine. Because he's following him and he's looking at him, observing him, and under his breath going, Jedi.
Kassie Finch opposing strength to pick the kid up over her shoulder like a sack of potatoes and
Absolutely. I was going to do that if you weren't.
12.
I got a 2.
I picked the kid up.
Oliver is
not very well. She immediately tries to hand the kid to Will Campos because she does not like kids, and that's why she lost custody of all of them.
Will Campos will be yeah, kid, okay.
When Oliver is handed over to Real Life Will Campos, he immediately, koala bear latches on to him.
Did everybody get all their bullshit? Did you get it out of your system? You want to actually, do a job now? Or
you had
your money?
Bird! You had my bird!
Then don't have your bird do things that are stupid. This is my fucking empire. Put the kid back in the silence. I'll tell the rest of you.
I'd also like to throw in when Palpatine goes, do you guys actually want to do a job now? Elisa just absolutely crosses his arms and goes, I don't know, you want to be a dad now?
Sorry, what was that?
Nothing.
Campos is writing furiously.
No. Cassie turns to Palpatine and goes, you want to not be a dad? I hate all of my kids, and I only got 12 of them back.
The defense attorney is furiously taking notes because he thinks he might have 6 future cases, so he's trying to remember everything that's happening right now.
There you go.
Is there anyone else who could do that? This? Just you? Okay, all right, fine. That'll do, I guess. A circular droid rolls into this coffee shop where she's been waiting outside for 15, 20 minutes now. It's 8:38. Yeah, are we supposed? We're supposed to leave in 10 minutes. Listen, Nate. They've all been having lots of issues. Oh. Look, this is all very endearing, but if we don't go, my protocol droid here is just going to be very annoying about things. So we should go. Yes, we really. I've only got the. Well, we've got to get out of here before they realize.
No birds.
Anyway, come on. She just rotates in a 360 and rolls out again. 8:38 continues, speeding down the sidewalk.
Yeah, Lisa's definitely going after, I might as well get the fucking money, say my dad.
Does Palpatine hear you talking about him being his dad? Like, is he? I don't think Palpatine's Peter.
Is Palpatine an absentee father who does not know?
Correct. Yes. Exactly. Yes. Yes. Move forward.
Okay.
Yeah, Day 38 leads the group to like this pretty large fighter craft. There's about a dozen seats, so there's enough room for everyone, unless someone decides to take up like 4 seats for some reason, which could be a thing.
I want to try drive. You said it was like a craft?
Yes.
Can I try to drive it? I'm a drift king. That's what I can say. I don't know.
You can roll an intelligence with disadvantage. The controls for the ship are clearly designed for specifically Nate 38. So you can try.
I mean,
Alrighty.
That's fighter pilot.
robot.
Hold on. Are we trying to fucking, like... Are we trying to mansplain this craft to Nate 38 and just like, now bitch, I got this?
Exactly.
Alright,
Nate's just like, sitting there like, go ahead.
With disadvantage, I rolled a 6. So I said I'm an amateur speed racer, not a professional, guys.
You'll find your time.
Will Campos, friend of feminism, is like, yeah, my friend Beth May would like it if I didn't interrupt you, Nate 38. So you go ahead and you pilot that spacecraft, and I'm just gonna sit here right in the background.
Your friend Beth May seems like a kind person.
Will Campos and Nate 38 stop talking. Cassie sits down to Will Campos and visibly takes off her wedding ring.
Will Campos fidgets with his own wedding ring. Being a happily married man.
She turns around and goes and gets it and puts it back on and then does the same thing with Palpatine.
Palpatine, watch yourself.
You do know who we're going to get, correct?
She turns to Palpatine and she looks at him and she's like, well, I heard in the news that you're just recently single, and so am I, it's the same news article. So she continues like nothing is wrong.
Do you understand what this job is that you're on? Like, we're going to put your ring back on. Nate 38 starts the engine and take it off. You're going up now. Roll dex, everyone. If you're not seated, roll dex. And you're just kind of stuck to the floor now as the engines of this spacecraft just rocket it straight upwards. It's not like it took off. Nate 38 just started it and it went up. And the ship starts into space, and 838 goes, alright, so we're headed to New Centrif, because I'm not entirely sure where Jar Jar's gone, but I do know him fairly well, not to be, specific about it. I've hit him before, the fans are very thirsty, and other people are too. There's not so subtle look towards Emperor Palpatine, but, she's trying.
Will Campos looks at Nate 38 and says, don't lie, you put a tracker on him.
I did. I have a monitor kind of just pops down from the ceiling and she goes, I configured a tracker to his force signature, so we're headed there. Pick him up along the way. He was somewhere in that direction. It kind of got out of range. I didn't expect him to go that far. He keeps doing this. I don't know why he keeps doing this.
Will Campos in the corner typing on his laptop. He keeps doing it because he's acting against the Empire. He's actually going to see Qui-Gon Jinn. He's actually going to go see...
I like that Will thinks that this is the current timeline of the Jar Jar Binks movie.
Now that we're all here, anybody else gonna cause any more problems? Get it out now.
Oh, God.
Oliver takes out a flask.
Who takes a drink?
Oliver.
Child with alcohol.
Okay. Hold on. No. Real life Will Beat Campos goes over to Oliver and says, I do not think children should be drinking underage. Mr. Palpatine, children's brains are very underdeveloped, and you cannot just expect them to be okay under the influence of alcohol or marijuana.
Cassie looks at Will Campos and goes, wait, you're not allowed to let children smoke marijuana? And she gets really confused.
Not until they're of age.
What's the age? 2?
Significantly older than 2.
Okay. So if your kid can get up and pretend to read a book, surely they can also smoke some weed.
What are the defense attorney and Elisa doing?
I'm trying to get Will Campos to sit back down because I'm worried he's gonna get himself killed by either Palpatine or the child. This is a real thing. You are on a ship. You're going to find Jar Jar. Sit down.
Are we? Has the Jar Jar movie happened in this time?
Yeah, exactly. Out of character, Jar Jar can't be dead. But Jar Jar dies at the same time Croquet might die.
I wrote this down. How dare you? The Jar Jar Binks movie has happened. Jar Jar died. Jar Jar was resurrected as a hero of the Empire.
Theoretically, it's got to be at least 18 years after the events of that movie.
This is Masterpiece of a Hero we're writing. This is the sequel.
Yeah. Yes, correct.
Okay.
Oliver is like, he is now laying on the floor, like in the way that little kids do, where it's like his feet are like behind him kind of kicking. He's like on his stomach, and he has paper, but it's like a wanted poster for some criminal, and like he's drawing on the back with some crayons that he stole from someone from like a restaurant, and he's just doodling, and you can see that he is doodling the party, and it's like really crude stick figures because he's 8, and he's doodling what the party looks like.
Wait, did you steal the crayons from Jar Jar Binks' Pizzeria?
Yes.
The criminal on the poster is Kassie.
Yes. And so he's doodling on the back of the wanted poster and like really crude stick figure drawing. You can see that it's like a happy family kind of thing where it's like really cute and there's rainbows, except for Palpatine's like back in like the far right corner away from everybody.
In shadow.
Yeah.
Y'all are flying, and then there's a monitor on like Nate 38's like dashboard that's just labeled Jar Jar Tracker, and a little like blip pops up on it. And she kind of looks up to it and she goes, "That's weird, we're nowhere near New Centrif," and kind of pulls up like a map and another map and just like 7 different maps. Jar Jar, but like the most unflattering picture of Jar Jar you've ever seen.
At one point, the defense attorney did consider just, like, straight up murdering that bird and child because he was getting sick of it.
The first thing I did was
you're the only defense attorney, so you can defend yourself, and there are no prosecutors to go against you.
Win.
Fine. You win.
You win.
You know, unless the jury just decides fuck your defense.
Yeah, Nate 38 kind of looks up at this Jar Jar tracker that's now showed up another blip, so there's like 2 blips on her Jar Jar tracker.
I bet 2 Jar Jars.
You would know. I don't think there's 2 Jar Jars.
Maybe we should go with the rightness Jar Jar. The one on the most right. That blip.
Okay.
Let's go with that Jar Jar.
Nate 38 turns the wheel of the ship
But don't
and starts heading
he does not run this ship. He's not the Emperor.
Nate 38 turns back to straight.
Will Campos has a very confused face, and it's like... No?
And then as soon as Will goes back to his seat, Palpatine goes, "Check out the second dot."
Nate 38 turns the wheel back again. I know where Mr. Binks is and you don't.
I would like to find him, though.
Yeah.
We have an officiant for our wedding now. I mean, what? I don't know.
We do! So Nate 38 turns the wheel, unturns the wheel when Palpatine tells her to stop, and continues turning the wheel once he says go again. Because, spite. And you fly for about 10 more minutes, and you come across a large sand-covered planet. It's just entirely sand. This is an orb of sand.
Tatooine?
I don't know, man. I don't know Star Wars.
Yes.
It's history. No, fuck you. History check. I will roll my history shit. It's Tatooine. 15. 15 to make the DM believe it's Tatooine.
Okay. It's Tatooine, I guess. Nate 38 helpfully reminds you that all the Empire ships are sandproof, so we'll be just fine. And she starts hovering over the surface of the sand. Assumedly due to the sand, the kind of, like, Jar Jar tracker is just kind of doing a little circle. She opens the, like, kind of floor of the ship. So hopefully Oliver's not there anymore, but if he is, he's going down. And just kind of, you're kind of hovering over the sand. And it's just, like, sand as far as the eye can see. And Nate 38 just goes, "You see him? Is he down there?"
Does anybody see him? You all know what he looks like?
Yeah,
Do you know
what he looks like.
I interrogated him. I know what he looks like.
I mean, anyone who's seen the prequels knows what he looks like.
Kassie does not know what he looks like. She's only here for her husband's inheritance money.
Yeah, but you're hovering over the sand looking for Jar Jar.
Can I roll to see if I see him?
Sure.
Yeah, can I see if I see Jar Jar?
Yeah, roll perception, everyone.
Perception.
Not good.
Head out and is going.
So you're looking for Jar Jar. You do not see Jar Jar. What you do see are thousands upon thousands of winged mice emerging from the sand and surrounding the ship.
And Cassie rolled to see if those are her kids.
Yeah. What perception, Cassie?
I don't like it anymore.
3.
No.
Not your kids. Okay.
For sure.
Wait, what did you get?
Kids. A 3.
Oh no, they might actually still be your kids.
They might be, yes. Yeah.
I have a question.
So, yes.
Does the radar say how far away we are from Jar Jar?
Assumedly you're on top of Jar Jar. What the mice are doing is, the pigeons from Miraculous Ladybug? They're doing that and forming a rope around the ship and pulling it down into the sand. Exactly one of these mice, you know, then their name is Fred, and they just kind of flip you off and then continue forming this mouse rope. Cassie?
Oh. Yes. Can I attempt to convince my possibly mice children that not to pull us into the sand? Because I don't want to get sand in my heels.
Okay, so that actually moves on to the next thing. How this is going to work is the ship and the mice are both going to roll strength checks.
Ooh.
Essentially, the mice have a +5 above the ship. You can make actions to either subtract from the mice or add to Nate 38's roll. You all have one action.
Cool. I would like to give Nate 38 Bardic Inspiration.
Yeah, fuck it. I'll give Nate 38 Bardic Inspiration.
Cassie, convince the mice.
Okay, so I turn to the mice, and I look at the mice, and I go, oh, hi guys. So I know I haven't been around a whole lot, but I was just wondering if you could maybe not pull me down to the sand, because it's just me now. Your dad's not around anymore. And
the mice go, we know.
I would just really like to build a relationship with my kids, because I know I was kind of robbed of that as a parent because of my criminal history.
We're aware.
And Cassie gets a little weepy, but she can't tell if she's faking.
Okay, of course. The mice are going to roll perception.
Yes.
Your mom.
On your weeping. The mice rolled a 15 insight on if Cassie's actually dramatic or not.
Oof. How would I
Cassie's
roll
dramatic.
against that?
Deception or persuasion, depending on if you're lying or not.
My deception is a +6. Because I have and I have proficiency. I have a +8 on my deception.
You convince there's a bunch of these mice, so you're not going to get all of them. But
27.
The mice, you convince probably I don't know, a couple hundred of them. So the addition modifier decreases by 2. So the mice only have a +3 now instead of a +5 above Nate 38.
Will Campos wants to be a passive observer and cast invisibility.
Yeah.
Just
roll intimidate the mice.
I guess alone. 23.
Cool. Yeah, 23 intimidates a few more of these mice to leave the rope they formed, so that takes it down another 2, so we're down to +1 for the mice.
Cool.
Okay, can I then, in assistance of this, because, huzzah, I decided at the last minute to take a single level in Sorcerer as secret force powers. Can I cast
your blood
Friends
magic?
on the mice? Mice are acting as a hive mind in one body at the moment, so I'm just... All it does, it means that I have advantage on all charisma checks on the mice.
You cast friends on the mice you can see out the, windows. Which isn't all of them, because there's a lot of mice, but you can cast friends on the ones you can see. Palpatine is going to cast telekinesis on the ship to use the force to try to push in the direction we're trying to go. So that'll add a +2 to Nate's roll.
I want to cast the spell Gust of Wind. I'm shooting it straight down and just trying to blow them out from all sides.
Got it. Okay, so the mice make a strength save.
Yes.
Cool. Our mice are +0 to strength. The mice rolled a 7.
They're moved 15 feet away.
roll. I'm gonna make this roll. The mice have a -1. Nate 38 has a +2 and also an additional 2d10. The mice get an 18. Nate 38 gets a 33. Breaks this mouse rope and goes straight up, just like when you were taking off before, and the mice kind of scatter and dissipate back into the sand. And Nate 38 is kind of hovering pretty far above the sand now, and this Jar Jar blip is still in the same space.
Well, I think Palpatine wants to talk to I forget what your character's name is, but Radicus's wife.
Ex-wife.
Ex-wife.
What is
Cassandra Finch?
What is Radicus?
And goes, what? What do you want? What's up?
They're your children. Can you get rid of them or something? I think they have Jar Jar.
Okay.
That's very messy. See, this is why I don't have kids.
She flips you off in canon. Like, she just turns and goes...
The Jar Jar Raider is still blinking that Jar Jar is below you. So,
Are the rats gone?
they went into the sand.
Well, I mean, this is what I hired you all for.
So you're not going to do any work? You're letting us do the work, but you're not going to get him?
I mean, I'm going with you, aren't I? Do you know how work works?
I believe Palpatine is explaining the normal politics when it comes to capitalism, i.e. this person with the money is going to employ you, the people without the money, for less than your actual labor. So
this is not capitalism.
This is what he's going for.
Nate 38
for
turns
labor.
around and goes, "Oh, I don't get paid. I don't think this is capitalism."
I am just a dictator. Like, I don't know where you're getting this capitalism thing from, but maybe we should go try and find my long-lost lover, Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if they kept going on and on, I was just gonna be like, Elisa jumps.
Oliver looks at and then jumps out of the ship and just goes to below.
I hate children.
You say right after the only 2 children on the ship jump out.
38 kind of closes the lower doors and starts lowering, like, towards the sand and, like, into it. The sand is kind of acting like water, and you just kind of go through it, and there's just, like, you lower into a room, and it's, for some reason, the walls are stone. You're not really sure how that happened. It's because the DM didn't want to think of any Star Wars things, so they're stone now.
Interesting.
What you previously thought were probably dark corners of the room, no, it's just a whole bunch of mice, and they, like, coalesce the size of the ship and form one giant mouse. Roll initiative. Yeah, this, like, mass of mice that is acting as one creature. It's not gonna have, like, multiple things. Just kind of forms the sides of the ship and looks really intimidating. It hasn't done anything. It rolled bad on initiative, but...
Well, I've got, I've pulled out, one of my many guns, which I don't have. I love my ray guns. So I'm just going to take out one of my many guns.
Okay.
Which I didn't find out what kind of gun. It just has a name. That is a dirty 20.
Alright, that hits the mice.
Yeah. Okay, let me... I was 1 away from getting max damage. That is 23 damage. I just go pew pew.
Alright. You took a pretty good chunk out of the mice with your gun. They kind of scatter. 20 mice just fall dead onto the floor.
Cassie immediately tears up, like, just a little bit.
And it kind of reforms into the same thing, but smaller. And now it's Will Campos' turn.
Okay, Will Campos is gonna cast Dissonant Whispers, and you're just gonna hear, like, hey, mice, like, you totally shouldn't be, like, aggro to us, because, like, we haven't done anything wrong, and, like, mice in itself, like, you're really smart creatures and stuff, but, like, you're coming at us, like, in a very violent manner, and that's not okay, and, like, people come out with rat chops because you come at them in a violent nature, and that's not okay. Like, they just hear this, like, fucking barrage of shit. I didn't get very high. I got a 5 on damage, but they gotta do a wisdom saving throw.
The mice roll a natural 20.
Fuck!
So your Dissonant Whispers was too polite. It didn't work.
Yeah, it didn't work. It was too polite.
Not dissonant enough. Will Campos is a bit too polite. And the mice just collectively scream. and they just shout, "Our parent is dead. We want something. We want him back. I know you can bring him back." And they're just shouting. Okay, defense attorney's next. Or roll persuasion against the mice.
Yeah, suck it up, Buttercup.
24.
24?
Jeez, you rolled really high on Gaslight.
The mice roll a 20, so the mice fail, and the kind of, like, anger kind of fades a little bit, but there's still this one big giant mouse, and they're kind of just like, but he can come back. But you see, people have come back before he can come back, right?
They're not gonna come back right. He's gonna be weird.
We're weird.
Yeah, but a different kind of weird.
But
he won't be your dad anymore.
But they'll be back.
It won't be your dad. Like, that's my only argument.
Oliver.
Originally, Oliver, like, pulled out his dagger and was, like, ready to go. And, like, just ready to stab this mouse. And then the second that he heard, they're gone, but I want them back. And they can come back, right? The second he realizes that these mice are mourning the loss of somebody and wanting desperately this person to come back, he puts the knife back into his, like, little holster thing, and he just kind of walks up to them, and he looks at them, this, like, tiny little kid next to this giant mouse, and he just goes, I understand you, but we can help you if you help us. I know how much it hurts to lose someone. It's sad, and it's hard, and I don't want you to feel like that. Please? He, like, holds out his hand.
The mice just kind of dissipate a little further. This kind of massive, like, collective mouse is probably about your height now. And it's Palpatine's turn.
Uh-oh!
Dear to God.
Hey, that was a really cool emotional speech that you just did. I am going to zap them with Force Lightning. So I'm going to cast the spell Witch Bolt, which is essentially just Force Lightning. So I make an attack, and if it hits, I will do 5d12 of damage. Does a 27 hit?
27 hits the mice. Okay,
Yes.
you witch bolt the mice children. Roll damage.
He's an asshole, I'm sorry. He stole Jar Jar, my beloved. 39 points of damage. So Palpatine just sees this child go up and do this whole emotional speech, just like, yeah. And then just holds his hands out, and then just lightning erupts.
Slams into this, like, collection of rats, and it'd been pretty small. It'd been like your size. You take about half of that, and then it just grows back to its previous size, towering above you, and it's just, it's not cohesive anymore. Like, the yelling before was a cohesive, all the rats are just individually screaming.
Okay, so next up is Cassie.
Cool.
You can talk.
So I'm going to look at my kids, and I'm going to go, well, you still have a parent. I can be your parent now. And
You're a bad parent.
that's deception, I'm aware. But guess what?
Well, deception against your mice children with disadvantage because they just got blasted by Force Lightning. So 13. The mice are with 19.
Okay, so Cassie is going to cast Bane.
Okay, I'll roll against an 18. I've rolled an 11. The mice are now baned.
Yep,
They
thank
just
you.
repeat, you're a terrible parent.
Yeah.
IVG. The mice are enraged. They were pretty calm, and then Palpatine was holding them.
Because
so
the only thing I can do is shoot them. So that's a 15 to hit? Is that anything?
15 hits.
Okay, I did 18 damage.
Okay!
Cheers.
The mice collective is looking a little rough. There's a lot of tiny little mice on the floor. Yeah, the mice aren't looking too hot. The mice, as their action, summon 3 more swarms of mice. So there are now kind of 4 masses of mice, but 3 of them are smaller in the room. So you've got the big mouse in front of you, and then kind of like to its sides there's 2 and then 1 other like smaller swarms of mice.
Okay, so I'm going to cast Thunder Wave. I'm aiming it towards the mice. Constitution saving throw.
Alright, what's the DC for that?
16.
Okay, all of the swarms fail. All the swarms fail, and so does the main mouse. Roll damage.
10 damage.
You kind of take out half of each of them, and the main mouse just looks angrier. Or Lisa.
I'm gonna go ahead and just take my attacks. Fuck them.
What are you aiming at? Main mice or the little swarms?
Main. I'm like, done with the big threat first. Does 17 hit?
Yeah, 17 hits.
20 damage.
Okay, the mice are not looking good. Action charge against the small ones.
Because I did roll better on these, giving me a...
You hit the small ones. Yeah, you just obliterate one of the rat swarms entirely. You, like, take out this one by half and then destroy another one. That's my boy. Like father, like son. Palpatine looks impressed. It's Lil Campos' turn. There's 2 rat swarms and 1 large rat. And there is force lightning arcing between Palpatine and the big rat.
I kind of want to understand the rat, man. I want to know his motivations. I'm going to cast Detect Thought. You initially learn the surface thoughts of the creature. What are the surface thoughts of the creature?
Okay, the surface thoughts of the creature right now are, oof, ouch, I'm being zapped by force lightning.
I don't give a shit if the rat knows. I'm going to dig deeper. It's a wisdom saving throw. They have to make a wisdom saving throw first.
They rolled a 20?
Fuck, I don't get to know the rat's inner secrets.
Next up is Defense Attorney.
Alright, so the defense attorney is really wondering if the money is worth this job, and also is going to say fuck it and attack with my short sword.
Okay, who are you attacking?
Main one,
the
big boy.
Okay, the force lightning one? Okay.
Yeah.
Hit it.
I rolled a 21.
That hits.
5. That's my damage.
Over, you're up.
After his heartfelt speech didn't work, he reaches for his dagger again, and he says, "Alright, I thought I could trust you. You may be mice, but I'm a street rat, bitch." And then he goes for mouse pile number 2. Does a 13 hit?
Yes. 13 hits the rat swarm.
8 damage.
Alrighty, you cut the one rat swarm in half. Palpatine, your turn. Alrighty. I do damage. I do another 5d12 of lightning damage to the big rat. Palpatine, the lightning just grows brighter as he does another 41 points of lightning damage. Okay, yeah, this kind of force lightning chain you connected to these rats grows, and this pile of rats just explodes, and these tiny little mice hit the walls. Child murder. And the other is still full. And now we're to Kassie.
Okay, so for plot reasons, I don't think Kassie could actually bring herself to hurt her kids, no matter how bad a person she is. It does give bardic inspiration to the only character who I assume is left, which is the court reporter. And then she turns to her kids and she goes, "You don't have to do this. You can still come home with me," and gets an 18 on that the deception roll.
The swarms roll a 3 and a 4.
Yes, I'm sure. I love you guys. I'll bring you home and you can live in the tavern with me.
Yeah, okay, so the mice are conflicted again. You've convinced them back down to conflict. Good job. Oh, that's fun. This one can occupy another creature's space and vice versa. So they move into Cassie's space.
It hugs them all back.
Presumably the whole, they can occupy another creature's space means if I hit them, I would also hit her?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you could just bring her right back. It's fine. Just
yeah. I can remember.
Go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got a 19 to hit, so I assume that hits.
Yeah.
16 points of damage.
Okay, so of the
Kassie
two
is knocked down. You max her hit points.
How many mice are left?
5 whole mice.
And where are they at?
On Cassie's face.
All of them? Okay.
All of them. They're trying to wake her up.
So I'm going to cast the cantrip Toll the Dead. The target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw.
They rolled an 11.
They take 10 damage.
The mice are gone. They just drop dead. Yeah, you're in a room with a whole bunch of rats, and there's a door.
Okay, I'm doing... You get 15 points of lay on hands.
Palpatine sees Elisa go over there. This one has spirit. You open it.
I'm wrenching open the door.
It just opens into another room, and there's kind of sunlight streaming down the center, and kind of like a spotlight sort of thing. And there's a flower pot in the middle, and this little like kind of hand punches out of the top of it.
A little
Tiny little mushroom man. It's kind of got like a red cap top, and it looks up at you, and it takes a deep breath, and it yells, "Your princess is in another castle." You're watching this, and this tiny little mushroom man just like explodes. But kind of what more catches your eye is, instead of just toad explosion, in the center of the flower pot, there's now like a mason jar, and it's labeled Jar Jar, do not break. This mason jar contains Jar Jar's soul.
Oh my god!
Hold on, fuck Will Campos on that. What the fuck? Is Jar Jar a lich?
Oh my god, they killed my dad.
Jar Jar was killed in Jar Jar Portrait of a Hero and brought back to life. And as we all know, he's not brought back to life with your soul.
In a jar, it seems like a fucking... God. Oh no.
Oh my god!
You found Jar Jar's soul, which Nate 38's radar picked up on because it's attracted to Jar Jar's force signature.
Because he wasn't my dad that was soulless.
Sorry, what? Did you... You're dead. Who are you?
Rey Star Wars.
Oh my god.
Very obviously sweating, very obviously came up with that on the spot.
Roll deception.
I will absolutely roll deception.
Can I roll insight?
12.
I got a 15. You're not Rey Star Wars. You just said... Did you just say Jar Jar was your father?
No.
Then who... Palpatine's eyes go wide. Oh no. Oh god. Son?
Maybe.
Ah damn it! Jar Jar! Palpatine looks uncomfortable. Do you want to like play catch
writing on the laptop. Palpatine looks uncomfortable as the son interventions him with how
I don't have anything to throw.
Nate 38 kind of rolls into the room behind you guys and goes, "So did we find him?"
I like pick up the jar and like, he's right here, maybe? I think we should go back to the ship.
Alright, yeah. You head back to the ship. Nate 38 kind of brings it back out of the sand and goes back into space and turns her head. She's still facing forward. She turns her head over to Palpatine and goes, "Where to? Should we keep going towards my other Jar Jar tracker or go back?"
Yes, I feel like this has gotten complicated. I would like... The jar is great. The Jar is great. I think we need to find his body, though.
Will do. Nate 38 boots up the engine and you zoom off again, back towards, assumedly New Centrift. The defense attorney has the Jar.
Palpatine is definitely just straight up watching the defense attorney like a hawk. Just like...
He knows.
Nate 38 lowers the ship into, like, the ruins of New Centrift. Like, it's just a whole bunch of rubble. This is post-it blowing up. On the top of kind of a pile of rubble is Jar Binks just kind of sitting with his knees close to his chest, just kind of rocking back and forth.
Jar, you up there?
Jar Jar kind of just keeps rocking.
That Palpatine yells out Jar Jar, I'm just like, "Oh shit, Dad!"
Jar Jar just kind of mumbling and he's going, "No," Jar Jar's just kind of mumbling and going, Misa don't have a soul. Misa, no one, Misa. He's just repeating this.
I'm gonna walk up to Jar Jar with the jar and show it to him.
Jar Jar just reaches out, takes the Jar.
Hold on, I'm gonna waste my last section level spell slot to detect thoughts on Jar Jar.
Okay, Jar Jar's actual thoughts right now is that when the newspaper article was released, it caused Jar Jar to start thinking more about himself, and then Jar Jar realized he hasn't felt an actual emotion in 18 years. And we had a mini crisis.
Wait, reliving? He hasn't felt actual emotion in 18 years?
Jar Jar Binks is not a complex man.
Oh my god, my dad.
Misa sad. Misa very
So Jar Jar
sad.
had a crisis
Feels very
and ran to the last place he could think of feeling emotions, which was back on New Centrif when it was exploding. And now he's just having a crisis.
Oh my god.
Y'all see, y'all see Real Will Campos also go into the fetal position and going, Misa sad. Misa really sad.
Jar Jar goes, Misa too.
The Bard cantrip called Mend cannot... this spell can physically repair a magic item or construct, but cannot restore magic to it. So if it is a physical magic item, I can return it and put it back in its original place, but I can't force it to work again.
Okay, roll an Arcana check on that. 19, yes. Okay. 19 is not gonna cut it, but you're really close. Does anyone want to help out?
Will Campos
Can Palpatine manipulate the Force or something?
Yeah.
Sure. Roll with advantage.
Can the
Go.
Force boys do some Force things?
I also have Bardic. I will also inspire.
With Bardic Inspiration, 21.
Jar 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 screws open on its own through the force power of the Force boys.
So I have to put my hands on both the jar and Jar Jar, and I can mend them back together.
Yes.
I like no trace of the
Jar
former
Jar
image.
Binks returns
I like the
to
idea
himself.
that Palpatine, helping was just him unscrewing the jar with the Force.
Yes, exactly. That's all Palpatine did.
Touch it either.
I'm helping.
You cast Mend, and Jar Jar returns to himself.
Yeah.
And he just kind of sits there, and he picks up the Jar Jar jar, screws the lid back on, and sets it beside him, and just kind of blinks for a bit, and just looks to the left, and looks to the right, and goes, Misa thought I was dead.
Can I hug him?
I'm thinking it's wedding time.
You want to get married?
What?
I just woke up and you're ambushing him with a wedding.
I mean, I'm ready and everything. I need 50 gold, but I can do it.
Jar Jar, I've missed you. Jar Jar, can I? Is this our kid?
Oh. Misa thought I told you that.
Oh, you did not tell me that!
Oh.
You didn't tell me we had a child for 18 years?
Misa!
Where has he been?
Misa don't know. Misa just give money. Misa not a good father.
Have I been a bad father this whole time and I didn't even know it?
Maybe. Misa sorry.
Yeah.
Misa been having a bad time.
Apparently. I didn't know you didn't have a soul, Jar Jar.
Misa don't know.
How did Palpatine not know? Didn't he been able to sense that?
No, no. He didn't think to look for it.
Maybe he's got 10% of a soul, but the other 90%'s in the jar.
Yeah. Right.
Because Jar Jar was such a sexual being that he never thought about it.
Yeah. Yes. Misa had 10% emotion, but only for child. Only emotions for child. And you.
Did we have nothing?
Misa having a crisis.
No, it's okay. I got Palp. Jar Jar's kind of shade side that he's crying.
Jar Jar just kind of doing the thing where you're kind of Misa.
Oh, it's fine.
Misa like you now?
Yeah, okay.
When we're all done, why don't we get lunch together or something?
Misa.
There's
Misa
this wonderful pizza place that we can go to.
Misa founder. Misa CEO.
You make good pizza, Jar Jar. Damn good pizza.
It's true, I go there a
Thank
lot when I'm not away.
You! And he looks over at Elisa. Are you okay?
What do you mean?
I don't know. I didn't know you existed for like a while.
Yeah,
You-
and I
are you-
hated you.
Oh.
Oh. Elisa Palpatine. This is your dad. Surprise!
I have his surname, Dad.
Palpatine. You did. Oh.
Lisa. Oops.
You said oops indeed.
We can catch up. It's 18 years is still...
Yeah. Sure. What do you like?
Flying ships,
Lisa?
shooting guns.
My son, but yeah. Those are cool. Do you win a lot at that?
Are you winning, son?
Are you as of now winning, son?
Are you so winning, son?
Are you so winning?
If by
my
winning
boy,
mean the people
my
shooting
beloved
me
boy.
die.
Your son
Right.
is a very good
When
pilot.
Palpatine says, "My beloved boy," single tear.
Yeah. Palpatine puts his shades back on.
They have matching shades. Just,
Family resemblance! Family resemblance!
I mean,
Jar
I
Jar
feel
solemnly
like I'd
pulls out
look
another
more
pair of
like
sunglasses and puts them on.
I probably should look more like Palpatine than Jar Jar.
No one in this family knows how to deal with their emotions.
Absolutely
No.
not.
Jar Jar didn't have any for the past 18 years. He has an excuse.
Just
Well, it was 10 before.
Can I like jump in between Palpatine and
Yes.
Jar Jar, I guess?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
I'd be like, well,
get in here.
Well, this is a wonderful family reunion. We got two dads and their weird, estranged son. So, are we thinking a wedding?
I'm down for wedding. It'll bring emotional stakes in the second act. Let's go, wedding.
As soon as the lawyer says, did you say you advised against it?
Yeah.
Palpatine goes, would you like there to be no lawyers in the Empire?
I take it back.
Lisa, get him. Lisa, get his ass.
No. You guys will make a great couple. I think you should get married.
That's what I thought.
This is such a healthy relationship.
Jar Jar, do you want to get married?
That stupid lawyer.
Lisa, guess.
Yay!
Damn. Hell yeah. So, I just have to
I don't know what that
touch two
shit's
adult
called.
humanoids and you'll be bonded in marriage. Are you guys ready?
Okay, Jar Jar's gonna, like, reach out his hand to Palpatine.
Yeah. I was holding the jar, so I set it down at my foot, and then I touch both of them, and it's just sort of like do you take each other to be married?
Lisa, do.
Lisa do.
I do.
Wow.
Right.
Well, congrats. You guys are married. You now have +2 to your AC for the next 7 days, while you're within 30 feet of each other. So, in front of the wedding, what we see is that Jar Jar has disappeared. As I held both of them, Jar Jar is gone. Alrighty.
What?
Good
Why?
night, y'all.
No. What?
Wait,
What? No.
I'm fucking dead.
I don't understand.
They're gone.
No! We
Wait,
made
what?
the one ring! No! We made the one ring! This is a Star
what
Wars Lord of the
happened?
Rings crossover! We put the ring
I
on Jar Jar
I
and he is
somehow-
invisible!
I somehow
Jar Jar's
genuinely missed what happened. He's just
Jar Jar's
gone.
gone.
Okay,
What
no.
happened?
Hold on. Listen, guys, listen. We are real world Star Wars Lord of the Ring crossing right now. We just made the one ring. We gave it to Jar Jar and Jar Jar had put it on as invisible now.
Did someone
Oh my
banish-
god.
Did they
Where did
cast
my husband go?
banishment on Jar Jar?
What is that?
There's a timer.
What the fuck?
What does that mean?
What is that?
Oh god!
What? Do we go back on the
can't
ship?
just-
Get back on the
I
ship.
have to
Get back
spell
on
Is that the end of my Eureka poop?
Hold on.
I don't
Cassie, turns to Palpatine and goes, "Can I have my ring
Jar
back?"
Jar reappears.
Nothing
Palpatine
wrong.
Jar Jar
Campaign
reappears and he's just like, yes, terrifying.